Deforestation is a problem that most regions in the world are currently facing. As you can see from these charts that I definitely did not steal from the lecture slides, most of the places in the world are losing trees rather than increasing them. Which is why in this Fortnite game, when I was gathering wood, I left every tree at 50 HP. This method ensures that the tree does not die, but you still get the wood. I think this method could be applied in real life, where instead of chopping down the entire forest, you could just leave every tree at 50 HP. That way you still get the wood, but the tree is still alive. The only problem would be like if a bird were to run into a tree, it might die. And also, as in some places of the world, like the Amazon rainforest, most of the trees are cleared not because they need the wood, but because they need the land for growing crops or raising cattle. So I think what they should do is that they should get all the wood that they got for leaving all the trees at 50 HP and build a massive sky base. And then they can just plant all the crops on the sky base instead of deforesting the forest. When I was gathering wood, I made sure not to destroy any trees to preserve the local ecosystem in the forest in Fortnite. But I did find this really big rock that I accidentally broke, and then I realized that insects or bugs could use the rock as like shelter, and I just destroyed their home. But it's okay because we built them a new one. After that, the storm was getting closer, and we saw a car that we could have used to take into the safe zone, but it was gasoline powered, which means that it would release emissions into the environment. So we destroyed it. There was a fishing area nearby, so we did some fishing before the storm closed in. I made sure to fish sustainably by only fishing out one fish from each of the puddles as to not destroy the local fish population. We ended up fishing for a little too long and the storm came in, but luckily we found a Cybertruck, which is an electric car. And electric cars are better than gasoline cars since they release less greenhouse gases and are more energy efficient. So we decided to use that to take us to the safe zone. After we got into the circle, we found another player and we knocked him and we gave him brick and metal so that he wouldn't chop down trees to get wood. But later on, he didn't get revived and we found out that he actually had max wood, which was really sad. We decided to use the wood for something good, so I gave my friend the wood that the player had and he built a house with it. Afterwards, we went to a floating island and we fought some people. And when we killed them, it was very obvious that they were not gathering items sustainably.
Oh my god, we got so much loot!
But it doesn't matter because we have it now. Do I have to... Oh. Since the players dropped so much loot, I had max materials, and now that I had max materials, I made sure not to overgather to better protect the environment on the floating island. I ended up dying afterwards, but it's okay because my friend got my reboot card and he rebooted me nearby. He made sure to build the box out of brick so we can conserve on our wood so we didn't have to chop down more trees. After I was rebooted, there was only one other duo left, and we were able to find them and kill them and win the game. So now that we won the game, I want to talk about climate change. Climate change is a serious problem in Fortnite since it has covered this entire region in sand. There's even this guy's house who's been buried in sand. So in this game, we landed at an oasis, which is kind of like a national park equivalent in Fortnite since it had a naturally forming ramp that you can drive your car across. I decided to do some fishing, and it was a good thing I did since I fished out a gun that was polluting the environment. I was able to get it out of the water. We then went to an oil rig nearby that was probably polluting the environment, so we destroyed it. After that, we had to go into the circle, but we couldn't find the Cybertruck this time, so we just used traversal emotes, which don't emit any carbon emissions. Once we got into the circle, we saw an NPC, and we gave him some brick and metal so that he can build out of that instead of wood. At this point, I was pretty low on resources, so as we slowly made our way into the next zone, I got more materials, but I made sure to keep all the trees at 50 HP. Once we were inside the circle, we went to the Isle of Doom. You had to build this bridge to get there, and we built it out of wood, but it was from the wood that we sustainably gathered, so it was fine. When we got there, there were players that were already on the floating island, and we died, but good thing the quality is so bad, you can't actually see it. Okay, that's my project. Okay, bye. Yes, I actually submitted this for a project for one of my classes, but what I didn't say was that I had to present this. You see, look, this is my setup. I have the QR code so people can scan it. It's just a picture of Fortnite. So yeah, that was really fun. I got to tell everyone that I played Fortnite for my project. Okay, bye.